So today I wanted to talk about the faux rice paper that I showed in a couple of videos, and talk about some different things you can do to make your own. First, I just want to say this is not my idea. It's not original. It's been around for years and years and years. There are lots of creators that probably do a way better job at this than I do. And I encourage you to check out other people's tutorials and find the one that you like that works for you best. I don't know much. I can only share my own experiences and how I like to do this rice paper. I haven't done it in forever since my daughter was small, but I just wanted to share my method, and you take away what you need from that. And in my experience, I've used Mod Podge and regular school glue, and I'll talk a little bit about each one of them and some of the differences between using each. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. It's all going to depend on your own personal preferences, what kind of look you're going for. Well, I'll get into a little more of that. So, Mod Podge. I use matte Mod Podge. That's just what I have. I have that for making my journals. And let's talk about that one first. So these three were made with Mod Podge. What I can tell you from my own experience is that when you make, these are just paper napkins. Let me, I don't know if I mentioned that before. I think I did in the description, but I just use these paper napkins. Now these ones are really cool because it has 4 different designs on each napkin. But I digress. When you're doing this method with Mod Podge, in my experience, what you're going to get is a little bit of a thicker paper. It's a little bit shinier than the glue, even though I'm using matte. It still comes out a little shinier, especially on the back. The back is the part that's going to touch the plastic, so that tends to come out a little shinier from being on the plastic. But and I think in my opinion that the colors come out a little more intense, a little darker, and a little bolder. These two are actually the same napkin. I don't know if you can see the difference, but this one I've stained with ink, and this one I haven't. But again, that's nothing to do with Mod Podge. See, that's how my mind works. It just travels on to different topics mid-sentence. But let me get back. So Mod Podge, a little bit of a thicker product, a little shinier, a little bit darker colors, and what could be a downside to some of you if you don't like it, it can tend to feel a little tacky, especially when it's humid out. There's humid weather, whatever. So they can kind of stick to each other and other things. Now, I've never had them stick so badly that you can't pull them apart. It's kind of like something that's rubber. Rubber items have a grab to them, right? But it's not going to stick they're not going to stick to each other and destroy each other. I've never had them not peel apart, but they do have like this little grab to them. All right, let me talk about the glue now before I run out of time. This may be a several part video because I tend to ramble, but with the school glue, any white school glue is fine. I've never used the clear glue, so I can't talk about it. I don't have experience with the clear glue. Just white glue. This is Elmer's. This is what you get. So you get a little bit of a thinner paper, it's lighter. Like I said, it's more of a matte, less shiny. The back is still a little shinier, again, because it's on plastic. But the front side tends to be less shiny. I'll do a little comparison. But it's not tacky at all. They don't have that. It doesn't have that tacky feel that Mod Podge has. And the colors seem to be a little less intense. They stay lighter. So this is just a piece of white napkin. Again, I stained it with ink. And this one, see how the colors are not as deep and intense. So it's up to you which you use. Like I said, there's no rules in creating art. It all depends on what you like better. Try them both, see what you like. These items aren't real expensive, so you might be open to experimenting and see what you like better. Let me see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before I do the actual tutorial, which I'll probably have to do in another video. But I just wanted to go over. So, okay, let me just go over the materials really quick. So you'll want to put down a piece of plastic. Oh, no matter which I use, I do dilute with water. So I add water to each of those. I want to mention that before I forget. You'll need like a paintbrush. You'll want the water, your paper napkins, a brush, like a paintbrush. Let's see, I'm trying to think what else. Well, if I forget anything about the supplies you need, I'll mention it in the next video, which will be the tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care.